Welcome. I'm your host, Rennie Gonzalez, here on Madhouse TV. Although I am not a therapist by any means, I have spoken to quite a few customers, and they feel that after a home remodeling project, they feel that they need to go to a therapist. Home remodeling does not have to be stressful. It could be fun, actually. It all depends on what kind of contractor you pick and the project, how it starts and towards the center and right at the end. Now, home improvement can be a project that's smooth, and it all depends, again, and I recommend it, other than actually yourself being at the project 24 hours, and of course, we are all working people and you cannot be there. You need to find a contractor that you can trust him 100%. And but what I mean 100% is that when he makes the phone call to you and you're at your job and he has a decision that you need to make, that you can make that decision and trust that he will cooperate with you, not take any shortcuts. And that's what you really need to do, is find that type of a contractor. Here on the Home Improvement Therapist Show, I will interview contractors and I will get a lot of ins and outs and details on what takes a project to take it from point A to point Z and what will make a project go smooth. And on that note, I would like to introduce today Andrew from Anpole Incorporated. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Ryan.
Welcome to the Home Improvement Therapist Show.
Thanks for inviting me.
And, well, you're a contractor and you've seen a lot of things out there. Wanted to know, what's your background? How did you get into this business?
That's a long story. Yeah,
Keep it short.
Keep it short. I get to USA. I came to USA 15 years ago, so that was really hard to start, especially that kind of business, which people, as you said, must trust any contractor, which they allow to do any job at the work.
Of course, yes.
So first I start to do a little things because my specialty is tiling.
Tiling is your specialty. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I learned in Europe, in France. So I have the best, probably the best school
Really?
in the world, where quality, no matter what, is the first.
Right, right.
So
So they do a lot of tiling in France?
that's what I did the most. But also I learned how to paint, how to spackle, all finishing stuff. But you can't be good, especially on a beginning.
Takes
with
time.
Too many the things.
Experience,
So,
takes
yeah.
time.
So that's how I concentrate on the tiling at that moment. But when I came to USA, that was really hard in the beginning. But later, when I recognized how that business works, I start growing whatever I do. People doesn't want to deal with too many people on a house, on a project. They want to deal with one person, which they can trust in 100%, as you said.
Sure.
So that's how I go to my background from France, from Europe, and I start to do more and more. And that's how I get to my present company, business, which is home improvement. So I do full home improvement from got it to finish.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So you're saying 15 years ago you came here, and did you work for anybody 15 years ago, or you started right with just trying to do it on your own?
Yeah, I used my education, which was a steel company, because
Steel?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to be a welder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that wasn't something which
I've known
I,
you for a few years, and I've never
Yeah,
known you
it's-
you did welding.
It's yeah, I did.
Okay.
So that's how I start my first steps in really unknown country, because I never been in US.
Right,
So
right.
that's
That must have taken a lot of nerve. You come here and you want to just open up a business and
Oh,
be
yeah.
on your own.
pretty
good.
The first steps always the most difficult, but
course.
you have to believe in yourself. So that's I never give up.
Hey,
And
my-
also I had few good friends, which
that helps. Yes, you have to have
yeah,
friends. You have to have some
they
support.
were exactly. They I knew they are always next to me. If I had some weak moments, because in the beginning there was a lot of them.
Of course, of course. A lot of mountains.
Yeah,
A lot of
so
mountains you had to climb.
they helped me out. They gave me the hand, and
And confidence.
I'm
You need
I'm
a lot of
very-
confidence.
Yeah.
That's really good. So so now you're doing everything from gutting out.
Yeah,
And you
mostly
do-
I'm trying to concentrate on the kitchen and bathrooms, but also I do the most remodeling at the house.
So anything
So-
small. I mean, if somebody says to you, just finish a small room, you'll do it.
Yeah, yeah,
And you'll do a big
I
house
can
too.
finish up the basements. I've done I've done the few of them. I start some bigger projects. 2 years ago, I mean, a dormer. I've done 2 dormers already.
Okay.
I start to work with the plans, blueprints. So that's something what I'm trying to get
that's-
into.
That's a different. That's a whole different
yeah,
field.
Yeah, it's different field, and especially when you concentrate, for years, only on a really small circle of customers, because my company grows only from the referrals.
Referrals and recommendations. We were talking
Recommendation.
before. I mean,
That's-
that's amazing that you've never done any advertising.
No.
So that means that people are referring you. Means you leave the people
Yeah,
behind
I
you.
feel,
you leave them.
Yeah,
happy.
I feel like
You leave them satisfied.
member of family that sometimes, because from the mother, sister, they recommend me in a
Yes,
full
that's very
line of
important.
family. So that's something what
And what I've said before on this show and before from talking with other contractors is that you guys are there for maybe 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean,
depends.
it dep-
Depends.
and you see them every morning. You might have breakfast with
Oh yeah,
them.
yeah.
So this is somebody that
Very-
they have to trust you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Most my customers are just living there to work, because, listen, they have to make money to pay me too.
Of course.
So that's how it works. And I'm trying to concentrate only on my things, on my project. So they knew I never closed anything behind me. That's maybe how I get their trust, because I'm not afraid to say, listen, we get into some problem here. You never know when you're starting or you're giving an estimate what you're gonna find behind the wall.
That's always the
It's-
subject. What's
it's-
going to happen?
Yeah, it's you
What's-
have
what's
to
gonna
keep.
happen after
you
you
have
open
to
a wall?
keep open item. You can't know what you're gonna find.
Can't have a crystal ball.
No, No.
There's no crystal ball?
No, it's no.
Well, let me ask you this question. So, obviously, what I see a lot, and from talking to customers, is that that wasn't stipulated or wasn't talked at the beginning when the contract was done.
Mm-hmm.
So now things are starting to change, things are starting to happen, and you're already halfway into the project. So, what would you say that you could write down when you're doing the estimate or the contract? What could the customer look for? What could you write down that if something doesn't go right?
Always, I'm giving that open window in my contract. Whatever I can price on,
Right, right.
it's on a paper. But as I said, and always I'm trying to warn my customer. Listen, you have to be prepared. If I will find anything behind the wall, I gonna have to review my estimate. You have to be prepared for some extra expenses because we
And that's
can't-
honest. You're being honest, and the
from
customer got to
beginning.
appreciate
From
it.
beginning, it's it's not always. I'm not trying to get the advance because I said so. No,
Right, right.
It's typical, especially on Long Island. You have a lot of old houses, and that's the market which I still focus on. I go to small bathrooms, regular the 5x8,
Right,
which
standard.
standard the size. And before the builders didn't have that wide of variety of the protection as they do right now. I'm talking about the Tyvek as weather
That's the outside?
outside prevention.
right.
You have the siding, which is much stronger and more resistant to any kind of weather. So
So that brings me to that subject where now you're putting names of all these different materials. So when you're sitting down, obviously, okay, so now the process is, the customer called you, you go to the house, you look at the project, you probably go home first and you write everything
Yeah.
down, you put an estimate together, and you're using these names. Now, you put these names in your contract, you're going to use, Tyvek, you're going to use, like if they want windows, are you going to use Pella windows? Are you going to use Marvin windows?
that's
Anderson?
yeah.
So it depends on the price
Yeah, that
range?
depends. Always I'm trying to get a range price from my customer. How what exactly they looking for. So
So it's a budget.
yeah,
You got to have a
that's-
budget first, see what they want to use.
and also what maybe maybe that's the one of the reason why my customer feel comfortable with me is I give him full range of help. I can supply material. I can supply whatever they buying, because if I have actually two groups of customer. One of them is they giving me free hands to
Oh,
get
wow.
anything.
That's amazing. So you can make a
because
decision.
yeah, because they see, as I said before,
Mm-hmm.
they saw my job before, so they knew
So they
what
trust your judgments
exactly. So they,
and
they
your
knew
decisions.
what I can. That's how I'm getting them an idea what can be done. If they like it, they approving, and there we go. We moving forward.
Okay.
But the second group of my customer is they really like to go on their own. They supplying
So you're
tiles,
labor only
only
you're
labor and
labor
rough
only.
material.
and rough material. Okay, right.
That's all, and that's probably a 75% of my customer. that's, you know,
But what happens, and it does happen, they didn't bring the material and you couldn't, you looked at it and now you can't finish the project for the day.
usually, I'm giving them a month of the material which they have to supply. So
Okay.
I'm giving them square footage, of wall tile, bullnoses, decors pieces, the floor tile,
Well, you see,
everything.
that's a very good point.
Everything.
And
They have whatever I will supply. They have that from me also.
And that's really good because is that something that you guys decided when you signed the contract? That
Yeah.
you were going to write down
Yep.
exactly what they need?
Yep.
So you're
Yeah.
basicly holding their hand.
Yeah,
And you're showing them that this is
I'm
what they need.
available for my customer. Sometimes my wife is mad at me because they either calling me after 10. So it's
You know what? That's really good. I wanna get more into detail with that, but right now we're gonna break for a commercial.
okay.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn?
Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure.
You'll be happy you did.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hog's hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Hi, welcome to the Home Improvement Therapist Show. I'm your host, Rennie Gonzalez, here on Madhouse TV and with Andrew from Anpol Incorporated. So let's pick up where we were talking about going into detail regarding the contract. Because again, this is something that could lead into a very bad project
Yeah.
if it doesn't
sometimes.
start good and the contractor will make a sentence in the contract, but it could mean one thing or it could mean another thing. What does it
Yeah.
really mean? How do you make your contract? Do you make it
you
detailed?
have to be precise. What actually the customer is responsible for, and what you're taking responsible for. So that's why. As I said before, most of my customer knew my work.
Well, let me stop you right there. That really is important. I mean, you really need to see your contractor's previous work. You need to talk to people that had recommended
you
them.
have to check background.
You should check the background, maybe even a local consumer affairs, your license.
Yes, yes,
insured,
that's
all that.
you know,
That's important.
Some customer deciding to hire somebody with a lower price, but they not checking the backgrounds.
Of course.
They
look at
another thing
numbers.
is
They look
another
at the
thing
numbers.
is, and
Sure.
that's I'm receiving a lot of phone calls just to correct some imperfections. Let's call it imperfections
Okay.
on a job site.
That's a good word.
So, but when you walk into that project, you see disaster. They don't have to be worried about their future. They are on a market, and in one day, next day, they're gonna do something else.
Well, these are the guys that are advertising. They're spending a lot of money. They're advertising, and they go from job to job advertising, not recommended like you are.
Yeah.
No referrals.
But I'm talking about one-day contracts.
Oh boy.
After Sandy, a lot of that
Huge.
kind of
That happened big.
companies
Yes.
shows as after storm the removal specialists. Nobody give that kind of education. When I saw all those stickers on a vans, on a trucks, that was a lot of
Make you
lot
laugh.
of them. Come on, who teach you what to do when storm appear? Nobody.
But they were
It's
being
another-
hired. People were hiring them.
Yeah, and that was a quick remodeling, quick fixing, and now the market is gonna open again to fix all those imperfections.
Now that you say that, have you ever taken a job that the contractor was thrown out of the job, and you had to pick it up right in the midstream?
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
What exactly? What did you take over? Which part of the room of the house?
Mostly, I do, as I said, I do bathrooms,
Okay.
and from beginning, from the doorway to the back wall, everything was not done right.
Wow.
They use a regular sheetrock, and which green board is required. They use either the sheetrock in a tab area, wet area, where the cement board is required.
You got in the shower or something?
Yeah, in a
of
shower.
course. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
so
sure.
the floor was not even. Tile, that was the horrible
Oh,
job.
this has got to be very stressful for the customer.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how are you going to present it that you got to go in there and you got to take the stuff that they just put in, take it out, and tile doesn't come out nice. Tile, you got to
No,
break
it's,
it.
You have to
to break
just get it again, and
this is brand new.
start, yeah, and start the project from scratch. So
So you tell the customer that this is. So you got to give them a price to take it out.
that's my they calling to hire me,
Right.
but I'm not continuing any job if anyone start before me.
You don't want to.
I don't want to.
Wow.
Because I'm giving 100% warranty, not only year,
Right, right.
because by building codes, you have only 1 year as a customer, 1 year the warranty.
Very
Later,
good point. Very good point. So in a contract, that's one thing that should be stipulated, and a customer should ask you, okay, so after you're finished, after you're done, how long are you going to give me until maybe a molding or maybe something comes out of line, will you come back and fix it?
That's that's why if you know what have been done before you step next project step, then you don't you can give
You can give 100% guarantee.
yeah, that's why I don't want to be involved
Right,
in
sure.
somebody steps project. So that's how I am.
So you got to tell the customer, listen, I got to gut this out again.
Exactly.
And if they don't want to do it, if they want you to just piece it and make it
No,
work,
doesn't make sense. It's
so-
not,
so
not
you just
doesn't
walk
doesn't
away.
pay off.
You're going to walk away from,
Yep.
from that
Yeah.
kind of a job.
It's
Well,
not worth it.
that's-
It's not worth it because you never know what is been done wrong before you step in that project.
Right, sure.
So you have to be sure. You have to be sure what exactly you're gonna do. So only if you see, for example, it's that happen often, and especially in Cape houses, when one of the bathrooms it's right upstairs with a small window, and which is treating by water all the time for years.
Right, okay.
And-
Treated, water's
yeah,
hitting it?
it's going into that
Okay,
window.
right.
So for quite of time, water is finding a way to get behind behind the finishing wall
Okay, right.
and the studs
Okay.
into installation.
So now it's damaging all that.
So a few times when I rip the existing the finish wall,
Right.
I find out there was no studs. Everything
Really?
was completely rotted. There was no wood. There was black mold.
Wow.
Nothing else. I don't know how. Maybe the sheetrock. Maybe there was the tile, old
Yeah,
tile, was holding everything there together.
Oh my God. And then now
And
you see
that's-
everything, but the wall should have been soft too, because sometimes you could feel it. It's soft, and it gets really
depends
bad.
depends
know.
how it's finishing with.
Right.
Tile, you will when you knock the tile, you will see the specific that sound, which is telling you the tile is loose.
Right. Sure. Sure. Of
But
course. And it smells too.
you will never know what is condition of the backing.
Of course. Of course.
Only tile.
Only tile, and you could probably smell it too, right? You could smell. you could
Not
smell
all the
mildew,
way.
Not always.
Not all the way.
So let's go into, let's pick a room in the house that we can go into detail, because
Mm-hmm.
what I'd like to know is, when you sit down, again, I'm going to go back to the contract. When you sit down and you sign a contract with someone, do they make you put a schedule? Like, let's say, for example, a kitchen. Do they say to you, okay, what's going to be your first step when you start doing the kitchen? Do they make
Mostly,
you put
mostly,
a
yeah.
schedule?
Mostly, I'm giving heads up what I'm planning to do.
Okay,
So my customer is prepared for for my first step, but by end of day when they are home, I'm telling them what have been done, and what I'm planning to do
the next day.
next day.
Okay.
So that's why, and always I'm trying to find a little bit of time after work to go over entire project and see if customer wants to add something or change something.
Sure, sure. So they
Because-
come home from work, and then
Yeah,
now,
so then
after you worked all day in the house, now you got to sit there and then
sit there, yeah,
review
and
everything
talk to them.
and
It's
talk to them.
but
Sure, of
that's
course.
that's how
That's
you
the way
have
you do it.
Yeah, and you are sure customer is happy about everything what is done.
And that's very important for customers out there that really want to go over what was going to be done and what's going to be done the next day.
Yep.
And they
Yeah,
give you all the decisions.
Sometimes also on the beginning of some step, I see opportunity to make some changes too.
Oh, that's really
so,
good.
So then, I'm not afraid to say, hey, listen, maybe we should go some different way. Let's add something. You know, most most my customer I'm treating like like myself.
Right.
So if I'm happy about whatever it's done on a project, if I'm happy, they must be happy
You
too.
treat it like your house.
Exactly.
That's huge.
So that's
That's a very big question.
It's no shortcuts.
That's
You
definitely
can't.
a very big question that you should ask your contractor. And of course, he's going to say, of course, I'll treat it like my home. But to get a really honest answer, we're going to continue with this right back as soon as we come back from the commercials.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Home Improvement Therapist Show. I'm your host, Renny Gonzalez, and I'm here with Andrew. And again, let's pick up on the details of a kitchen. So we picked the kitchen as a project. Now, in the contract, and again, this is all to make things a little easier and not stressful and no surprises, because nobody likes surprises.
Yeah.
So here we are. Oh, I'm getting a signal that there's a phone call. Let's put that on the burner and let's see who it is. Hello? Welcome to the Home Improvement Therapist Show. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, this is Sal. Is this Rennie? Rennie Gonzalez?
Yes, this is Sal, and I'm here with Andrew.
How are you?
Very good, very good. Thanks for
Hey.
calling in.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking my call. Thank you. I really appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, it's about time somebody came up with a show like yours, I mean, I think everybody's been waiting for a show like yours, How you doing with this?
Very good, thank you. We're trying to educate the customer on how to start a project and not have to go to a therapist after a project, which is
Right.
what some
That
people
makes
tell
sense.
me
That makes
sometimes.
a lot of sense, yes. As a matter of fact, Rennie, the question I have is, I'm a little like torn between making a decision. I know a few contractors out there, but the question I'm having is I'm looking to redo my master bathroom. And my question to you is, do I hire all separate contractors, electric, plumbing, the carpentry guy, the tile guy, separate contractors, or should I look for a contractor that could just take care of the whole job and it's all on his belt? What do you think about that?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if you want to be the general contractor or the project manager and constantly be there looking at everything, then that might be a route. But Andrew, what do you think about that?
I will recommend to hire the one person who you will sign the contract with, who deal with the many different subcontractors. For example, plumbers, the electricians, and it's more comfortable for you just to talk and deal with one person than the few person project. Go much smoother, and if you never know, you can cross your fingers, and if anything they go wrong, you have just one person who's gonna be responsible for everything what wasn't go right.
Right. So just answer to one person.
Yes,
Yep.
I mean, just to take that a step further,
Right.
a contractor is somebody that you have confidence in, someone that has done this before, and they know all the steps. You hire an electrician, and he's just going to tell you, yeah, just do this, this, and this as an electrician, but he doesn't know the next trade
And
that's coming in.
that's why you have you have to have one person who's gonna cooperate all steps involved in that project. So when you're talking about master bathroom renovation, it's the rip out, it's the construction work, it's the plumbing, the electric, the painting, tiling. So as you see, if you will try to start find all those people and then try to cooperate with
Schedule.
schedule with the
Yeah.
it's gonna be a headache.
I understand. I mean, you're right. I mean, I do work for a living, so obviously I don't have all the time in the world to be meeting with everybody, but I just feel like
Sure.
from the feedback that I get out in the field, I just feel that they say that, of course, if you hire the right guy to do the right jobs, individual jobs, you're going to get a better job. But yes, that would require for me
It's,
to
that
do some of the legwork and to be running around. But I see the other points, of course. Just hiring one general contractor to take care of the whole job might be the way to go, as long as his contractors are good. You know what I mean?
That's why the very important thing is to find background, to check background of the person
Yes,
who you're
definitely.
trying to hire. Any good one will have a lot of referrals
Like yourself. I mean,
yeah,
you-
it's a lot of happy customer which are willing to give a good word, and either some of them can allow you to walk into their house and see what's been done by that guy. So if it's something like that, you don't have to be worried about what's going to happen in your bathroom. Remember, the contractor is a person who's gonna you will allow to live in your house for quite of time, for 2 weeks, depends what you're planning to do, 2 3 weeks, and he's gonna walk away. You're gonna stay in that bathroom and look every day, and everything what was done. So you have to be sure.
Yeah.
You have to be
That's
sure.
true. That's a valid point, you know? That's good.
And it's
Yeah.
coordinating everything. You know, it's you rip out the bathroom, then you have all the roughing. You have the plumber, then you have the electrician, and you have to count on them even being there.
Yep.
Now they don't come there, they're going to hold up the next guy. So
Yeah.
it's an orchestra,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So it really has to all work together so that you can get the plan
That's
and
why.
project
That's why
you need.
it's very important to find one responsible person for everything.
And then you got the finger pointing.
Yep.
This guy says, "Oh, he didn't do it right. That's why it didn't come out right."
But
Right.
if
And then now you got
Yeah,
that.
that could happen, I guess, yeah.
So really, to
Right.
answer your question, yeah, I think hiring a general contractor would be the right thing.
Would be my better bet, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right,
Yeah,
Sal?
you know, I kind of like my gut was kind of telling me to go that route because, again, I've been getting feedback from different people, and but at the end of the day, I think that's probably the better bet to get a guy to hire a contractor that pretty much can handle the whole project because in the long run, it'll probably save me money, you know?
That's exactly right.
And
That's
also,
exactly right.
also the it's very important to, because you have right to do it. Check in the customer affair bureau the
Consumer Affairs, right?
Customer
Sure,
affair
sure.
the contractor's background.
Of course, no, absolutely.
Because
That's
you know, in
on my
master
list.
bathroom we're talking the about thousands of dollars. So it's not like the work to the
A
candy
bedroom or
shop,
something, yeah, a
and,
bedroom or something
yeah,
like that.
So
Yeah, a lot more
Right,
goes
no, I
into a
understand.
bathroom.
All right, guys.
Okay?
okay.
All right, so listen, thanks a lot. I appreciate your input.
Sal, that was a really good
Definitely,
question, and
put
thanks
it
for
to
calling.
Good use, and again, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for calling in.
Thank
All
you.
right, yes, you got it. Good luck with the show.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Thank you. Yep, you too.
So you see, that's a pretty good point. Some people think that they're going to, of course, it's always about, are they going to save money?
Not really.
A lot of people think that the
that's-
contractor is
yeah,
making a
if you
percentage.
yeah, if you hire too many people, it's impossible to save some money.
Yeah, right.
It's and the another unpriced the thing is your time, which you have to involve to find all those people.
Interview, bring them
exactly.
in, give estimates.
So
and again, that brings me back to the estimate and the contract time.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, everything has to be actually said so that there's no stress and the project does go smooth. So as we were saying before, do you put a schedule together? And you were saying yes, that you'll go over a schedule. But do you do something like, again, we'll go with the kitchen. Do you write it down that the first day you're going to gut it? The second day you're going to do electric, you're going to do plumbing?
not really.
How do you work that out?
Because I'm giving just a time frame. What is going to be done, for example, in 1 week. If everything will go smooth, as the plan was, you have 6 days. Usually, it's 6 work days to finish, a project.
Okay.
That's a standard, bathroom renovation. The kitchen, it's a little bit of more time.
Sure.
Because, for example, also you have to count on countertop guy, on stone guy.
You got to depend on him.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to depend on him because his process is about 2 weeks
Right.
from templating to manufacture to bring it in.
Right, sure,
So
sure.
kitchen the project is usually the three to 5 weeks.
Does the customer ever say to you, I want you, when you start the first day, I want you to be here until it's finished? Do you do that? Or do
You know what? I'm trying to be on an all job from beginning to end.
you're there personally?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're there.
Yeah. I'm on the every job from beginning, and the customer is dealing only with me. Sometimes, you know, you can be on a job personally,
Right.
but it's not. You know, I'm trying to prepare myself a day before for next.
That's yeah.
So
that's-
then it's no surprises,
Right.
and you know, if you know what is gonna be next, everything goes smooth.
Sure, and that takes preparing, that takes work.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of things that go behind the scenes that customers don't even really understand.
it's-
I mean, how many times to Home Depot do you go to? In
You
in one day.
you have to see that bunch of receipts from
Really?
every project, but usually for basic work you know exactly what you will need.
Sure. and
So that's why you can prepare yourself on 100%.
that's where experience. That's
maybe
where
a
their experience comes in.
90% because
That's
as
where
I said
experience
before,
is,
it's
yes.
that 10%. It's it's what you will find behind the wall.
Right.
That
Right,
10%.
and,
But 90% you can prepare yourself, and that's how you can tell and make some time arrangements with your customer. He knew from
You-
beginning.
exactly. So if you start putting a schedule, the schedule might be off.
Yeah, so that's why
I mean-
you never know. You have to be sure. Let me put it this way: you, as a contractor, you have to be sure whatever you done, it's done right, and
course.
it's no shortcuts on it.
course.
So sometimes it's no project similar to the
The next one?
To next one.
Okay.
You have to treat every project independently. So
It's a very good point. Sure.
you know, routine. It's the worst enemy of
Okay.
contractors.
Because you think you could do it with your eyes closed,
yeah,
and then
th-
something
okay.
happens.
No,
Sure, sure.
that's routine kill many contractors
Sure.
because you know.
You think, I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be like this. I thought.
I will. Yeah.
And you know, it's another good thing that a customer can ask the contractor or the contractor should do. Let's say you get the delivery of the cabinets, right? All the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen cabinets. Now you're ready. It's already sheetrocked. It's ready to hang the cabinets.
Yes.
Now, you're opening the boxes, and I've seen kitchens being delivered. It's like boxes everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now you're opening the boxes. Maybe they deliver it that morning. Now, would you check every single cabinet and make sure it comes out like the plan?
Yeah. Every box it's labeled.
It's labeled.
So,
but what happens if it's whatever the label says? You open the box and then that's not what's in there. It's going to stop
That
the project.
never happened to me.
It hasn't happened to you.
No.
And you have done the planning before. I mean, if the cabinets come that morning, will you start installing the cabinets in the afternoon?
Usually I'm trying to leave and sit the cabinets at least 1-2 days in a room.
Let it sit.
Yeah, because that's a wood. You never know in one condition what condition there was the transporting to
Excellent point.
So That's a wood.
Contrast.
Contrast.
And everything. Oh, that's a
you're
very
talking,
good point,
You're talking
sure.
about the.
If it's good wood.
Right now, the most stuff, it's I can tell it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
You know, before you said the price range, budget, it's a limit.
Right, sure, of course.
So you can get really good cabinets for $1,000.
What's the
But,
difference? What makes a really good cabinet to a cabinet that's just what's
thickness
the
of wood.
difference?
Thickness of wood.
Thickness.
What the faces was done with. What hardware do they use?
Oh, that's got to be big. The hardware, sure.
Yeah,
Now they have all those different kind of hardware where
exactly.
the door closes easy and all that.
Yes, easy closing, the full extensions, the heavy duty rollers.
Right, okay.
So
Sure, that makes a difference.
yeah, but definitely it's something what needs to be considered when you are making any plans to with your kitchen.
Okay.
Because after it's done, it must be fully comfortable to to be with.
Now, does that affect the price? Do you ask the customer what kind of cabinets are you going to buy?
Not really.
It doesn't? I mean, if
As
they
a-
want
as a
crown
installer,
molding and all, I mean, that takes longer.
As an installers, I have to know how many cabinets
Right.
needs to be installed.
You know how long it's going to take you?
Exactly. So then I can prepare my my
Right.
time. Also, I have to know what finish they will go with.
Right.
Because you have crown moldings, you have fillers, you have the drap moldings. It's you have to know that what you're gonna find on a job site.
That's very interesting concept. And the thing about letting the cabinet sit for a couple of days, I mean, that's part of your experience. And
Yeah,
that's,
you don't have to be worried about shrinking. You don't have to
Sure.
because for
After you hang
attaching,
them.
yeah, you're using a screws. All frames are screwed together.
Okay.
So definitely those two pieces of wood will never shrink, but the joints of the frame
That could
can
shrink.
Yeah. So
And then if all the cabinets are together, obviously something is going to move. And then that's
something
when the
needs to-
customer calls you
Exactly.
after a couple
All
of
right,
weeks.
Listen, my door,
Sure.
the are not closing properly.
Right.
You see some spaces in the crown. You have to
Well,
redo it.
that's why somebody's going to hire somebody like you.
Yeah, so-
Because that's where the experience comes in. And again, I mean, I cannot emphasize enough about putting all this stuff in writing, interviewing your contractor as much as you can. It's just a matter of doing some homework. And a lot of customers do understand that they have to do homework. They have to understand. I mean, again, you're recommended and you're referred, but some people out there don't have somebody to refer them to. So what they start doing is they start interviewing a lot of contractors.
Yeah,
So
and
what's the kind of questions they should ask?
you know what? Experience is the one of.
Well, they're all going to say, yes, I'm experienced. They're all going to say that.
But
So what should they really ask?
you have to find the person who will
They can give you
prove,
referrals or
prove
something.
you
They can
been
prove it.
done something what you're talking about.
Sure. They can prove it. They can
Yeah.
give you. But then again, that's always a touch and go. I mean, you're sitting down with the contractor and you're interviewing them, and of course they're going to say, yes, I have a job here, I have a job there, go look at it. But it's that personal kind of interview where this person, you want to ask them you should probably, how about asking them a question that you already know the answer to? So ask the contractor a question, you know, and see how he answers it. It's
That's, you know, I never thought about it.
sure, sure.
Because yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Good material for maybe some brochure, which all potential customer can use to hire the.
So
to
like
hire.
all the questions they should ask
Exactly.
and all that. That's interesting.
But-
Yes, put that in
But
writing.
you know what? Yes, it's something interesting. But I will stay with the most. I will stay with you know, referral and recommendation.
Referrals and recommendations.
That's the best way to hire and to hire somebody who can trust, and also definitely you can see what's been done by that contractor.
Okay. So that seems to be key. I mean, that's what we keep going over and over on this show, is that experience, getting a contractor that's been referred to you, recommended, look at their previous customers, talk to their previous customers, ask them questions, put a contract together of how their schedule is going to look like. If it's just going to be a bathroom,
You know the nighttime